Do you really know just how heavy 24 hours of metal music really is? About the weight of your mobile phone. Download our free andrewhogue.com iPhone and Android apps now. That way, you'll never be far away from us. This is andrewhogue.com, still Australia's first and only 24/7 metal radio station, here with none other than the mighty Deftones. Absolute pleasure and privilege to...
Yeah, you hear them cheering behind us?
There you go. Woo! Chino and Abe in the house,
yes.
And good things 2022. So again, welcome back to Oz, and it's been a long time. Good to have you back here.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
great.
great to be here.
So tell me why you love the movie First Blood.
Oh man,
that's our conversation.
We talk about it all day. It's just one of my favorite movies of all time. I saw it as a kid, and I just connected with it. And then as I watch it as I get older, what I was just kind of saying is that it's like such a touching movie. It's like it's not all about the violence or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, it kind of became that after part 2 and 3 and 4 or whatever. But the first movie is such like it's just a heartfelt kind of thing. You know, you really feel for someone, you know, with PTSD suffering, and Stallone is it's one of his greatest roles of all time.
That's incredible. The reason we talk about it because obviously the last one of the tours when you guys were in Australia, and the last time I was speaking to you, Chino, on a previous radio station, I asked you the question about the intro or the outro of the end of the set. You played Dan Hill, It's a Long Road.
Yes.
You're like, you know that? That's how the First Blood discussion, just so the audience has no idea what we're talking about.
Yes, and you're a super fan.
I'm obsessed.
Yes.
I didn't begin to tell you the obsession, but anyway, you should
awesome.
know. So, again, back in Oz, and I get dumbfounded asking just the longevity of this group because everything just seems fresh. Every time you bring out a new record, they don't all sound the same. Like some bands, especially with a long history, guys are still challenging yourselves and still growing, and it's still the Deftones. It's not just paint by numbers like some artists after 2 years there's a new album, it's same production. And what's the secret? Fill me in.
I don't know if there's a secret other than just like
curiosity, wanted to be excited to some degree, and you know.
Again, how do you keep the excitement after 30 years? Because people jade out hard today just because everything's coming at us, and it's sort of like.
And also, we don't make that many records. I mean, if you really think about it, I think we have 9 records, right? So
9-ish.
9-ish.
Yeah.
So we've been a band for 30 years almost here. So like, it's not really that big of an output, I guess, you know, of music. So when we go in to make a record, it's kind of like, you know, we still have that mentality of making a record. It's from start to finish.
Yep.
So it doesn't like you know revolve around one song or a single or anything. It's kind of just like trying to put together sort of a movie in a way. You know what I mean? A beginning, a middle, an end.
Because a lot of artists have fallen prey to, we better follow what the, I guess, new music industry is doing. You know, singles, EPs. Are people only interested in full-length albums and things like that? When, I mean, stick to what works. That's how I see it. Because, and again, that's your process. Whereas, like I said, I've seen a lot of bands just go, oh shit, we better start going with what the world's dictating, and I think that can sort of backfire a bit. You know?
I feel like we started in the you know, towards the beginning of our career, we started sort of like always trying to just go left or right of what is expected from us as a band.
Yeah.
Expectations to me usually always seem to like ruin things. I mean, not just even music, but just like if you expect one thing, it's just like, and then you get that, and then it's like, okay. So it's exciting sometimes when you know, when something unexpected happens, whether it's in the creative process or whatever. So yeah, that's what keeps it fun, I think, and exciting.
What about you, Abe? What's your take on this?
Well, I'm just thinking, you know, too many expectations lead to a lot of letdowns, you know, I mean, or can. And you know, it's just, I think the fact that we were always a touring band too, so that's why a lot of this took a long time. And over maybe, I don't know, up until maybe 12, 15 years ago, around Diamond Eyes time, we actually really started figuring out how to have a better pacing of things, and the way that we would work and get together to work, and you know, and that really changed our whole attitude. So, but I think you're talking about changes in the industry. It's funny because these things sort of just happened as we were going, and we didn't. I think you need to be aware of things, definitely be aware of shit, but you don't got to like
follow through,
dwell on it, and then also time allows you to kind of just things to fade, trends or whatever, and then if you're still doing your stuff and you feel good about it,
stay the course.
Then,
same stuff. I had a chat with a good friend Max Cavalera before about the longevity and just you ride the wave. I mean, that's, I guess, life in a
Keeler.
lot of ways. Yeah, Keeler.
Keeler,
You
man.
know what's going on, man. Keeler riffs. He
Yes.
talks about the riff vortex.
Yes.
Maxi. We'll see Max in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the longevity of the group, it's like, as I said, there's no sort of secret, but relationships, I know, of course, long live Chi. How do you keep that intact? Because, again, you guys are high school friends growing up, and...
Yeah. I mean, I think that's at the core sort of everything. I mean, our friendship, you know what I mean? Our friendships, I should say.
Yeah.
That's always kind of been what's brought us together, you know, our love of each other, music as well, but, I mean, we actually enjoy each other's company. Which is,
I'm hearing that a lot from bands like Gojira. They've had the same lineup since '96, and obviously,
I enjoy their company just as much as I enjoy their music. They're great guys, and like, it's rad when you like have kinship with people like Max the same way. You know what I mean? Somebody who we met through music, but just like people you like to be around. You know what I mean? We're lucky that we've actually had the opportunity to meet so many great people and create those friendships.
Yeah. Go back to places as well too. You know, and a lot of life has been lived. Why is his voice so bassy and mine is so tinny? No, I'm just
Because,
kidding.
sir,
Yes,
do you want me to adjust your
I'm
EQ?
I'm kidding. No, but a lot of life has been lived during these years together, you know, and again going back to balance, you know, and being able to figure that out. But and there's been great tragedy as well, you know, such as life. But the appreciation of just in the hang, man, you know, this fool cracks me up constantly, and vice versa. And we also piss each other off too, you know, at times, and that's part of it too, you know. And there's been a lot of it over the years. Goes for all of us in the band.
Yep.
Again, part of being in the band and part of life, you know. So I think a little bit of just being able to understand, and a bit older, obviously, see how the world works, and and relax a bit, and kind of take it in stride, and also learn to appreciate it, enjoy it too, you know.
And also surviving certain movements and trends. I mean, obviously when you guys came out in the early 90s and the whole corn thing boomed as well, and then people thought, well, if that's successful, I'll follow that. And obviously that was short-lived for them. But like I said, you guys have always stood alone. I don't even lump you in that new metal category, to be honest. I hate when people sort of start to genreify. And it's getting worse today because humans just want to completely box everything all the time. And they say, how do you describe your sound? Oh, it's kind of a mix of this and this. Just let it be what it actually is.
I mean, I have to answer that. So imagine I'm on like an airplane, and I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting next to a stranger, and it's an older woman, older than me even.
Whoa.
Yes. And she asked, you know, what kind of music you play? So I have to like box it in somewhere. We play rock music, you know, or you have to sort of, or compare it to something like, have you ever heard?
I would say the Rolling. We're kind of like the
Rolling
Stones.
There you go.
That's my go-to.
But yeah, I mean, everybody sort of, it's a comfortable thing to sort of be able like to explain something or to put it into categorize it so you can, you know. But for us, even earlier on, like we really strive to just not to sort of try to make it harder for people to categorize us. You know what I mean? And you know, we were slightly successful in that, I guess you'd say. But
slightly,
for better or worse, you know.
But I mean, you know, we also had a lot of fun, like, you know, coming up in the time that we did. I mean, it was really awesome to be inspired by bands like Korn as well, and to have that, like, you know, friendly rivalry with them, and you know, and just like through everything, it's been, you know, it's been a great thing as well.
And just with touring, I know the whole pandemic sort of threw a lot of people out, and some people prefer not to be out on the road as much. Okay, inflation's affecting a lot of that now because everyone's like trying to scramble to get their businesses back up and running. But, you know, did that sort of change your perspective as far as getting out on the road? And did you guys have any sort of moments during that supposed 2-year thing?
Yeah, I mean, when we got back on the road, it was just like, wow, this is awesome. I mean, this is like something that obviously we missed. We've been touring pretty steadily since we were like teenagers, pretty much. I mean, we were in our late teens when we started touring, or early 20s maybe, when we started touring. And so that was the longest we've had off. So I was at home just sort of like twiddling my thumbs and not really knowing, you know, just like everybody else. But to get back out, it's just like, yes, because it's not just as far as, I mean, it is a job, but you know, it's sort of like it's how we express ourselves as well. So just like
to
having
have that
all these
shut down for a while.
Yeah, it's just like I've been used to like expressing all of my emotions through doing what I do. You know what I mean? So kind of having to turn the faucet off on that for a little bit was sort of a trip.
I've heard a lot of artists I've spoken to have talked about, I guess, just gratitude when they got back out there, thinking, fuck, we probably have taken a lot of things for granted,
Yeah,
especially in
sure.
humanity the last 40, 50 years. We really haven't gone through, especially in our sort of Western society compared to other
Yes.
more war-torn countries, we really haven't been
Yes.
challenged like this. And that's when people just gone, fucking sink or swim, you know.
You're right, yeah. And that's why it even sounds a little silly for me to be complaining about how terrible it was, because, yes, some people obviously don't even
Yep.
have the opportunity that we have. But it definitely was exciting to get back out and play. It was, I think, last spring that we started out.
Yeah.
That was great. And, and then, like, literally we were supposed to be here. I think we were to get on the
start here, yeah.
We were supposed to start here. We were supposed
Yeah,
to
that's right.
get on a flight a couple days before the shutdown.
Download Festival.
Yes.
Yep.
But
And then blink, 2 years gone. Here we are.
yeah,
Right here.
but we made it. We're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting the wind up. So, again, we can get you to choose your favourite song from Ohms, the latest album, one each.
What was that one you played the other day?
Radiant City.
Radiant City. Yeah, I hadn't heard it since we recorded it, and he was playing it in the dressing room the other day. I said,
Sounds
I
good.
like this.
I like Change in the House of Flies
All right.
off of Ohms. I like, you know what I like? I like, the fuck's that song called?
How does it go?
It goes like, oh no, it's the nice clean intro.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
That's another song. I like Genesis is just a jamming right off the bat, you know, and it feels so good. It's I love playing it because when we come back at the end of Genesis, you know, towards the end, after the middle, and then I hold the fuck back, and it's almost too slow. No, it's like the riff is heavy as fucking, but it's too slow, and I hold it back and make it even slower.
Just drone.
And it's
drone
actually like that on the
call.
record, yeah. There's no fucking clicks involved, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Good times. All right, let's check out some Deftones on andrewhogue.com. Thanks, guys, and all the best.
All right.
Thank you.
Good
Definitely.
times.
All right.